Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today we're in the F-14B. I wanted to play an F-14 and then remembered all of them were kind of, mediocre. So we're going on this one. The main differences between this plane and the A is that you get a lot more flares and chaff. You get an actual functional RWR, which makes most of the difference at these BRs, to be completely honest. You also get the AIM-54C over the A, which is marginally worse, but you get a smokeless motor. I like to run them because I think C is a cooler letter than A. And if you take issue with that, then sure, whatever, go for it. But yeah, this thing has fallen off quite hard. It used to be significantly lower. When it first released, it was at a really balanced BR. It was at a very good spot because kind of everything was at that time. It was La Royale. It was a pretty good meta. And then things kind of got weird with the IRCCM stuff. And at a certain point, this plane was absolutely clubbing the shit out of things without an RWR because you would be able to fire off 6 Phoenixes at the start of the game. And multipath didn't really work fully consistently with these things at the time because pretty large warhead meant that it wasn't, you know, super easy to actually stay below the proxy limit. And also, they could just smack into the ground and kill you like that anyways. And so because of that, this plane had a lot of very, very free kills handed to it, which means it goes up in BR, right? And after that point, the whole ARH meta started coming in. All of the new shiny Fox 3s came in, and this plane's only advantage kind of was like left to rot a little bit. And so now it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. It's fallen off very hard. We're getting launched on from that down there. It wasn't ARH, I don't think. It was just standard radar guided. He dropped lock. But yeah, none of our Phoenixes have really done anything, I don't think. This one might. Will it? Nope. Most of them just do that now. People can actually multipath them consistently. They've kind of learned how to do it. And so because of that, it doesn't really work very well anymore. You can take the higher Sparrow loadouts, but at the same time, you're carrying Sparrows at BRs where planes have significantly better kits than you. You don't have any 9Ms. You don't have any IRCCM missiles. You're basically just like a very classic top tier plane from like a year and a half, 2 years ago now. Forced into a lobby with a lot of, you know, the new stuff. The Hornets, the F2s, the whatever. If you're unlucky, you get a full up tier and you get to fight Eurofighters. But yeah, the only real saving grace of this thing is that a lot of the planes at your BR are like SU-33s and a lot of premiums. So they're kind of just bad at the game, really. There's no other way to put it. That's basically the only way which you can really get kills because most other planes are just straight better than this. And it's very unfortunate, but I mean, there's not really much anything that can be done right now because top tier is super, super compressed. I'm going to keep saying this because, you know, it's the truth. I can't really do much about it. I'm going to drop this on that F2A, hope the Harrier doesn't flare it. I'm going to fire this on the F-18, hope he doesn't see it and flare it. He does see it and flare it. That's quite unfortunate. I'm going to start going up. We do manage to bag the F2, which is nice. I think our team's just straight rolling theirs, so we are going to get a pretty free win here. We don't beat this guy flight performance-wise, but when he's starting at such a disadvantage, we should hopefully be chilling. That is IR. We are just going to flare it once, and it should go bye-byes pretty consistently. I'm not bothering with the wing sweep targeting because I'm lazy, but I could, but I won't. Going to spray him down. Critical hit, everything but severe. That's probably going to get yoinked. No, we've got no teammates in the area. Okay, cool. He should be dying to that. Well, he's definitely dying to that. Look at him. Yeah. You kind of are just hoping you get a lot of the brainlets who will just do really stupid things like pitch up into an F-14 and bleed absolutely all of your speed, forgetting that you have a Vulcan. But for the most part, this thing is very outmatched now, and it kind of sucks. I'm not like an F-14 meat rider or anything, but I do still think they're pretty cool planes, and at least one of them deserves to be kind of viable. The ARF has better missiles. It has the much better ARH missiles, but you don't get the good RWR, and because of that, you're kind of, you know, bones defensively. Also, your missiles are 9Ps, so the A isn't probably a better spot BR for BR, but even then, you still have to kind of rely on your enemies being stupid to get things done, which is really unfortunate. It probably is still deserved for all the times that it faced the J-35s and all of the Kafir canards and everything without the RWR. Just getting completely clubbed by Phoenixes, but whatever. But yeah, you typically want to fire your Fox 3s or your Phoenixes within about a 40-kilometer range in this thing. Try and find, look at your radar on the left or the right, sorry, and try and find targets which like aren't being tracked by one of your other missiles. That should be good. I do want to guide them in with data link because that does still give a better chance of them actually connecting than if I didn't. Not that it really matters that much. At this point, I'm just bringing Phoenixes for nostalgia's sake, man. I mean, they're not really gonna do anything, but it would be kind of cool if they did once in a while. Hello. How did you push that close to me? Okay, I changed my mind. One of them actually worked. This is the best plane in the game, and nothing can change that. We are in a very high altitude fight with this F-14. It does look like he's going to be breaking off and bailing. I think we're also getting a missile shot at us, so we might just die here. Nope, we're still alive somehow. Cool, we're going to keep rolling then. Nope, not for much longer apparently. I don't know how... Yup. Yeah. I really should have bailed out of there, but I couldn't give my 6 to that F-14. I don't know why he just took the suicide play of fly straight into the middle of the map, but it fucking got me killed too, I guess, so... Good to see the fucking cloud bug still on the game. Woohoo! If you don't know, double check, by the way, so you don't accidentally ground spawn like those guys. If it does have the little cloud symbol. Looks like we actually do have a pretty big advantage because a ton of people just took off super late from the airfield and haven't really got up yet, so... I usually like to try and drop the Phoenixes down on people who are like lower down to the ground, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Most of the time they're going to get either notched or multipath anyways. They're not overwhelmingly difficult to notch, they just have a bit of a big fuse, so it's like, whatever. I like to think that some of the ground sniffers are a bit more unaware than the people who aren't, so I'm just going to drop them this way anyways. We're already getting a missile fight at us. This might be a Farcore, in which case we might just be dead here. Piss off, man. I wanted to let my Phoenixes guide in properly with the data link, but I guess that's just not happening because we got launched on by someone else anyways, so I'm going to have to, you know, notch this real quick. Yeah, I think all of those are chalked. I do think we managed to kinetic dodge that. I'm just going to head back down to the ground because I don't really have anything better to do up here with my radar anymore, so... I have a feeling that was like an AMRAAM or something, like someone was just super high up in the sky and wanted to just immediately try and launch some of the ARH, because I feel like if that was a big boy, it would have just got me, but I don't know. Looks like some of our Phoenixes are doing their thing. I don't think any of them are actually going to connect, but, you know, that's what kind of the punishment for playing this thing now. Once again, I think I've said this a million times, but I'm going to continue to be a broken record until something happens. I really wish Gaijin actually decompressed high tier, because plays like this just eat shit every single game, and it's so frustrating to actually, you know, try and make them work when you just like want to play a certain plane and then you just remember you fucking can't because it's just like not really playable anymore. It's the worst feeling in the world, man. I think that got notched. I've got no idea because this cloud's like all up in my face. Alright, it did. We're gonna drop another one here. Do you actually have chaff or were you just lucky? Lucky, okay. We have to face Grippins. I don't think I can even dogfight a Grippin, man. You've got a missile out on me. I think I'm just dead to that. I want to hit the deck ASAP without actually slamming. Yo, fuck off. Alright, okay. Okay, then. Are we just dead? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what happened there. Zero clue, man. Yeah, apparently Gaijin doesn't even want me getting on today, so I'm gonna take the hint. I'm gonna leave. Probably a short video, but whatever. Yeah, F-14B. You can kind of make it work, I guess, but why bother playing this when there's just better options? Why play this when you can just play the Harrier at the same BR, which gets 4 120s and 2 9Ms and a ton of countermeasures as well? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, peak compression. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.